Hey, this is Deaf to False Music again, and bringing you honest music reviews from the hills of eastern Kentucky. I like that. This is my fourth review now, and we're continuing the Black Crowes discography. And this one, we are now at the Black Crowes, 3 Snakes and 1 Charm. And little history, a little back history for the before the review comes. After Amorica, the band was about to break up, as you would if you were in a band with your brother. I mean, I could imagine being in a band with any family member, let alone my brother. My brother's into punk rock, and I'm more of a classic rock jam band thing. It would not work. Anyway, so they were about to pack it in, and I guess something happened. They just really loved playing music together. I'm not entirely sure. So they didn't break up, and instead they got together in Georgia, their home state, and made a fantastic record. Once again, 3 Snakes and 1 Charm. 1996 is 3 Snakes and 1 Charm. And this one's a little different this time. It still has the hippie jam band atmosphere of Amorica, but it's not as heavy, and it's not as rocking, and it's not as powerful. This is more of a Sunday afternoon kind of album. There's still some powerful rock and roll on it, but it's more laid back, it's more cerebral, it's more atmospheric, and there's a lot more variation of instruments on this album. A song like what we're hearing right now, Good Friday, has it's got pedal steel and banjo, which is the first time they ever tried anything like that on any of their albums, any of their songs. It would be kind of frequent in the next coming albums, but as of right now, this is completely new. And the backing choir is still there. The female backing vocals, Southern soul, Muscle Shoals sound is still there. But yeah, the whole Rolling Stones boogie aspect is disappeared at this point. And we now have some more acoustic songs on this album. Rick is really getting into the open tunings of Nick Drake at this point. A lot of Nick Drake and the Incredible String Band are coming into focus. A little more folky atmosphere. Bring On, How Much For Your Wings, and Better When You're Not Alone. Those songs in particular have a huge folk atmosphere to them. So this, in a way, it's the Crowes' acoustic album, but at the same time, it's not that acoustic. There's really some powerful rock and roll songs on here. But this is kind of a weird album. There's some songs on here. This is where things start getting really weird. It's kind of hard to explain. I have really no qualm for any of these songs. It's just that they're really experimenting at this point of putting songs in songs. It's quite hard to describe. It's like the bridges are really complex. It's really complex songs going on. Like Under a Mountain, for instance, the guitar solo is in 6/8, and then they alternate from 6/8 to 4/4, and it's really kind of like bizarre stuff. And this song is really bizarre, Nebuchadnezzar, which is misspelled, by the way. So I think the song's about heroin, and I don't think it was too far from what the band's mind frame was at the time. This is the really druggy album. This is Chris Robinson's favorite album that the Crowes did, by the way. But this is there's a lot of fucked up songs on here. One Mirror Too Many has a really spacey middle section. And a song on here that I absolutely cannot stand, Evil Eye. I really don't like that song. It's too confusing. There's so much ideas going on at once that it just gives me a headache. It just, So, this is the only album, this is the start of, like, the weirdness, in a way. Even the band admitted that this time was, kind of trudging in the wilderness, because they weren't a live band at this point. They were really they were always a great live band. What am I saying? But at this point in their career, they were not always on tour. They've been going strong for 5 years, just album tour, album tour, album tour. And at this point, they kind of slowed things down a little bit, and they really weren't on the road, and things kind of slowed down, and I guess they were just kind of breathing easy for a little bit. And so they made kind of a quieter album. But all the songs are really, really strong, with the exception of Evil Eye. And I really like the Sly and the Family Stone vibe of Only Halfway to Everywhere. I think that's really cool. I think it's really cool that they got the Dirty Dozen brass band on a few songs. They, Share the Ride and Halfway to Everywhere that has so much going with the brass. I think that's so, it's just really brings to mind of Sly and the Family Stone. And, you know, things are a little more phased out, things are a little longer, songs are spacier. Chris is really getting introspective on this album, a lot of weird lyrics. Laid Down with Number 13. What the fuck are you talking about, man? But yeah, it's still a really damn good album. I just don't like it as much as Amorica. So, originality, oh yeah, this album, once again, it's one of those albums that's just unlike anything else at the time. You know, it's Southern soul, but it's trippy as fuck. This is the acid album. Amorica was the Mushrooms album. This is the acid album. Everything just kind of has that acid flavor to it. Every song just is really, you know, just whoa, the acid kicked in kind of thing. So, flow of the album once again is fantastic. It's got its great supply of rock songs, and it's got the Crows trying out new things like, you know, new folk songs, new folkier songs, new acoustic stuff, and Sly and the Family Stone numbers, and kind of trippy Beatles noises. It's a really cool album. It's not a place that somebody should be, you know, introduced to from the Crows. You know, as I said, Shake Your Moneymaker. In fact, chronologically would be the best way to go with the Crows. This part is just fucked up. Sorry, I got distracted. This part's just crazy sounding. But yeah, it's a great album. Just not as good as Amorica. So I'm gonna give this one 8.5 out of 10. This has been Deaf to False Music. Hope you enjoyed my review. Thank you, and peace.